By the way, did you know that CETL offers 30 to 40 workshops every semester? They're free. Example of such a workshop is Desire to Learn Orientation, so you might want to check it out.
Did you know that CETL offers courses on student success, classroom management, developmental education, and D2L?
Did you know that CETL and the Distance Learning Department offer one-on-one assistance on D12, PowerPoint, Excel, and Outlook?
One advantage to CETL workshops is that they are free to full-time and adjunct faculty, and they do apply to lane movement.
For more information, go to eNet or contact the CETL department today.
The mission of the CETL department is actually threefold. We are dedicated to the empowering of our own faculty. And when I say empowering our own faculty, many of the workshops that we provide are actually developed and presented by our very own faculty. The second part of our mission statement is to support student success. Here at ECC, we are totally committed to assisting our students to be motivated, to be excited about learning, and to retain information and perhaps apply it later in their lives. Thirdly, the mission talks about best practices. And when I talk about best practices, this is related to identifying any of the methods, any of the techniques, things that we need as teachers to be best in our classes. When we talk about our vision, it relates to seeing CETL as a hub. And when I talk about a hub, just a central place where faculty can find information, where they can identify best practices, where they can indeed find resources that can be helpful to them. Secondly, we see it as a forum where faculty can come to share information, to be collaborative in terms of best practices related to pedagogy as well as technical expertise.
CETL has, over the years, been very responsive to the current needs of faculty. You know, sending out surveys, talking to participants in workshops, what would be the next workshop you would want, encouraging faculty that you see or that Carlin sees are interested in a certain topic, why don't you do a workshop? And I just think that the flexibility that's built in already is going to take us where we need to go with CETL in the future. I would encourage faculty to take advantage of any workshops that fit into their schedules. You know, for instance, I've taught enhanced classes probably longer than any other faculty member on campus, but I still take classes on how to use Desire to Learn or how to use the technology, and I have found I take those classes, even if I'm taking the same class for the second time, I find stuff in there that triggers my interest or that re-energizes me, or a new idea that I say, yeah, I'm gonna try that. That's what I need, and I think we all need that. It's rejuvenating. It gives us motivation to go back into our classrooms and try something new.
Well, insofar as D2L is concerned, of course, that's our our system for online classes. And I was very pleased with the ability to interact specifically and personally with some of the folks in distance learning, as they were patiently guided me through the process and helped me to understand what D2L was all about so I can show off to my students. I really strongly believe that all of us need some definite exposure to multicultural issues and understanding multicultural competence. And so those classes have helped me to move up the scale of multicultural competence, because invariably, inasmuch as I've done a lot of work in this area, invariably there have been many, many topics that were discussed that I was not aware of. We had J.Q. Adams from Western Illinois University, and he added a unique dimension to a workshop that we had here on campus. And another thing that was good about it too is having people from a variety of levels in our organization interacting and getting to know how people feel about some of these issues and sharing ideas and so on. So it's been exceptionally helpful.
My advice to any new teacher at ECC, whether adjunct or full-time, would be to take the regular training classes. And my reasoning for that is that you don't know what you don't know. In other words, until I took some of the classes, I thought I was doing fine, but there were features I didn't know about that have made my life so much easier. And don't be afraid to ask for help. I remember having to ask for help as a teacher. It's a little bit intimidating because you feel like these are things you should know, you shouldn't have to ask for help. And if I want my students to seek the help they need, I have to be willing to do that myself.
I started in the spring of 2010 with my first hybrid class, and I was kind of hesitant because the subject that I teach, which is anatomy and physiology, for some people, there is no room for distance learning or distance teaching in AMP. And I have to tell you, I was afraid. I thought I was going to lose some of the students. And when I compare my face-to-face class with my hybrid class, the performance was the same. The students were very engaged. The use of Camtasia 6 Studio, which I learned through CETL, was very important in implementing this hybrid class, especially because the students can watch the lecture as it happens in the classroom, not only listen to a recording or a tape. They watch the lecture as it happens in the classroom, and when the class is recorded with this Camtasia 6, any interaction between teacher and students gets recorded. And it is wonderful because students can access the lecture from anywhere where you can access the internet and connect to D12. You know, when I came to ECC, I didn't have any knowledge about D12. And for the first year and a half to 2 years, I didn't use it. And then I talked to Christian and Tammy Ray, and I got involved with them, and they mentored me and they tutored me one-on-one, and I came to discover the great aspects of D12 and how useful it is to enhance the teaching and taking the teaching outside the classroom so that the students can actually access educational material, lectures, handouts, and do assignments, quizzes, and tests at home. And I am very happy that I learned how to use D12. What I would say to any new faculty entering ECC will be that don't hesitate to seek the help of these classes being offered by the CETL. You get updated information, updated technology, costs you nothing. It is offered at a convenient schedule, so sometimes if you are teaching a class in the morning, maybe offer next week at a later date or time of the day, so you can also attend at different times of the schedule. And it's wonderful. And again, as I said at the beginning, you are sitting there with your peers, and some people are just refreshing what they learned in previous semester, and they can bring, you know, their own experience and their own comments. So it's very important that new faculty get involved, and of course, you also have the benefits that it helps with your lane movement if you do so. So I highly recommend it.
What I like about the classes at CETL is it gives me an opportunity to interact with members of different disciplines. I'm in nursing, so I mostly interact with nursing faculty. This gives me an opportunity to talk with faculty from English, mathematics, science, and it really does it helps to know that we all are working towards the same goal, which is student learning. I would say that we have it. We have excellent opportunities, and we need to take advantage of everything that CETL has to offer for us. One of the recent experiences that I've had with CETL has been with technology in the classroom. And the program that I recently attended was a program that talked about carrying programs on your flash drive. So what we did was really take the programs that are available free on the internet and use them on our flash drive. Some of the advantages to these programs are that this enabled students who didn't have Microsoft Office or couldn't afford to purchase Microsoft Office to open some of the programs that we do use.
On behalf of the Center for the Enhancement of Teaching and Learning, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of the faculty as well as administrators who teach for your participation with our program. Please be reminded that we have over 40 opportunities for you to participate in training as well as individual assistance through CETL. Again, thank you so very much. We look forward to each of you coming to join us, and also you're encouraged to fill out a proposal so that perhaps you can present with us at CETL as well. Thank you.